What if I told you that your body already contains a built-in repair system so advanced that scientists are still trying to fully understand its potential? A system capable of restoring damaged tissue, renewing aging organs, and slowing the biological processes that make you feel older. And what if I told you that most people unintentionally weaken this system every single day through their daily habits? I'm not referring to a cutting-edge drug or an expensive treatment overseas. I'm talking about your stem cells. And today, I'm going to show you which specific foods, when eaten consistently for 30 days, can significantly increase the number of circulating stem cells in your bloodstream. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you will never look at food the same way again. I'm Dr. Thomas Morgan. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we break down human biology in a way that's practical and grounded in research. No hype, no trends, just science you can apply immediately. Before we dive into the foods, you need to understand why stem cells matter so much. Because once you truly grasp their role, protecting and increasing them becomes an obvious priority. Stem cells are your body's primary repair units. They are undifferentiated, meaning they haven't committed to a specific function yet. They can transform into heart cells, brain cells, muscle tissue, blood vessel lining, whatever your body needs at that moment. Every time you experience inflammation, physical injury, or microscopic cellular damage, your body signals for help. Stem cells respond. They travel through your bloodstream to the affected area and begin rebuilding. Here's the problem. As you age, your stem cell numbers decline sharply. At birth, roughly 1 out of every 10,000 cells is a stem cell. By age 60, that ratio drops to about 1 in 2 million. That is not a small shift. It's a 200-fold decrease. And that decline explains why healing slows, why chronic illness becomes more common, and why your body doesn't recover the way it once did. But here's the encouraging part. Research now shows that lifestyle, especially nutrition, directly influences stem cell production and mobilization. Certain dietary choices stimulate your bone marrow to release more stem cells into circulation. When those numbers rise, you feel the difference. Energy improves, recovery accelerates, inflammation decreases, repair becomes more efficient. So let's talk about how to activate this system intentionally. I'll walk you through the foods, explain the mechanisms behind them, and show you how to use them over a 30-day period to give your body the best possible advantage. The first category is dark leafy greens, but I want you to think beyond the typical salad. Focus on chlorophyll-rich options like spirulina, chlorella, moringa, and deep green kale. These are not just nutrient-dense. They contain compounds that stimulate hematopoietic stem cell proliferation, the process by which your bone marrow produces new stem cells. Spirulina, in particular, has been studied extensively. Research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that phycocyanin, the blue-green pigment in spirulina, significantly increases stem cell mobilization from bone marrow. Mobilization means those cells move from dormancy into the bloodstream, where they can actively repair tissue. Adding 1 to 2 teaspoons of spirulina powder to a morning smoothie daily for 30 days can create measurable changes. Chlorella works differently. It binds to heavy metals and toxins in the gut, helping remove them from the body. This is important because a toxic gut environment suppresses stem cell activity. When you reduce that burden, stem cell performance improves quickly. Imagine your stem cells as emergency responders. A toxic internal environment is like blocked roads, preventing them from reaching the site of damage. Chlorella clears those pathways. Now let's shift to blueberries, because the research here is especially compelling. Blueberries contain pterostilbene, a compound related to resveratrol but more bioavailable, meaning your body uses it more efficiently. Pterostilbene activates SIRT1, one of your key longevity genes. When activated, this pathway increases the production and survival of neural stem cells and endothelial progenitor cells, the stem cells responsible for repairing blood vessels. Harvard researchers studying cardiovascular regeneration observed that consistent blueberry intake over several weeks increased endothelial progenitor cell counts. These cells repair arterial lining damage, which has major implications for long-term heart health. Additionally, blueberries reduce oxidative stress in the bone marrow, one of the primary drivers of age-related stem cell decline. 1 cup daily, fresh or frozen, provides meaningful support. Frozen blueberries retain their pterostilbene content remarkably well, so there is no need to overspend on fresh varieties if they are not available. What matters most is consistency. A single serving each day builds cumulative effects inside the bone marrow, reducing oxidative stress and supporting stem cell survival over time. Now we need to discuss something that often surprises people: intermittent fasting combined with strategic refeeding. Fasting itself is not a food, but when paired correctly with nutrient-dense meals, it creates a biological response that dramatically enhances stem cell activity. Here is why. When you fast for approximately 16 to 18 hours, your body activates autophagy. This is a cellular recycling process where damaged components are broken down and cleared away. During this phase, older or dysfunctional cells are removed, creating space for renewal. The powerful shift happens when you break the fast correctly. After a fasting window, your body becomes highly responsive to incoming nutrients. If you refeed with specific compounds that support growth and repair, stem cells proliferate more aggressively. It is essentially a biological signal of scarcity followed by abundance, a pattern your physiology evolved to handle efficiently over thousands of years. The ideal way to break a fast in this context is with bone broth combined with a collagen-rich protein source. Bone broth contains glycine, proline, and glutamine. These amino acids directly nourish the bone marrow niche, the microenvironment where stem cells are produced and maintained. After autophagy has cleared damaged material, delivering these building blocks provides your body with exactly what it needs to rebuild. Practicing this 3 to 4 times per week can produce noticeable changes within 2 weeks. Many people report reduced joint discomfort, steadier afternoon energy, improved skin quality, and faster recovery from workouts. These are not random improvements. They align directly with enhanced tissue repair and increased stem cell circulation. Next, we need to address omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA. Every cell in your body is surrounded by a membrane composed largely of fat. The quality of that fat determines how effectively the cell communicates, how responsive it is to signals, and how long it survives. Stem cells depend on membrane integrity just like any other cell. Modern diets are typically overloaded with inflammatory omega-6 fats from processed seed oils while lacking sufficient omega-3s. This imbalance disrupts cellular signaling. When stem cell membranes are built from inflammatory fats, they become less mobile, less responsive, and more vulnerable to premature death. Fatty fish such as wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources of DHA. Research consistently shows that individuals who consume fatty fish at least 3 times per week have higher endothelial progenitor cell counts and stronger stem cell mobilization markers in their blood. If fish is not an option, a high-quality algae-based DHA supplement is a reasonable alternative, but whole food remains preferable. Sardines, in particular, deserve attention. They are affordable, environmentally sustainable, and rich in omega-3s. Because they are low on the food chain, they also contain fewer contaminants compared to larger fish. Including them regularly is a practical strategy for improving membrane health across all cell types, including stem cells. Now let's turn to green tea, specifically matcha. Matcha contains a potent compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. Multiple studies show that EGCG enhances hematopoietic stem cell proliferation and protects stem cells from DNA damage. DNA integrity is critical. Once a stem cell accumulates significant genetic damage, it either becomes dysfunctional or undergoes programmed death. EGCG acts as a strong antioxidant within the bone marrow environment. It reduces oxidative stress caused by daily metabolic activity, environmental exposure, and psychological stress. 1 cup of high-quality matcha per day, prepared simply with hot water, provides a meaningful therapeutic dose. Avoid heavily sweetened versions, as excess sugar undermines many of the benefits. Incorporating matcha into your morning routine also offers sustained, stable energy, without the sharp spikes and crashes often associated with coffee. But there is another compound, less commonly discussed, that deserves equal attention. That compound is black seed oil, derived from Nigella sativa. It is rarely highlighted in mainstream wellness conversations, yet the research emerging from the Middle East and parts of Europe is compelling. The active ingredient, thymoquinone, has demonstrated the ability to stimulate bone marrow stem cell production, support immune stem cell differentiation, and reduce inflammatory signals that suppress regenerative activity. In simple terms, it helps create an internal environment where stem cells can thrive instead of struggle. Black seed oil has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, long before modern laboratories could explain its mechanisms. Now we understand that its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties directly influence the pathways involved in stem cell activation. When inflammation is chronically elevated, stem cell function declines. Thymoquinone lowers those inflammatory markers, allowing stem cells to proliferate more effectively. The practical application is simple. Half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed black seed oil daily is sufficient. It has a strong, slightly bitter, peppery taste. So many people prefer taking it directly and following it with water. Consistency matters more than timing. Within 2 to 3 weeks, many individuals report improvements in energy, respiratory resilience, and recovery capacity. These outcomes align with enhanced immune and tissue repair function, both of which depend heavily on active stem cell populations. Now we need to address vitamin D3. While technically a hormone rather than a traditional nutrient, its role in stem cell biology is significant. Vitamin D receptors exist on hematopoietic stem cells, meaning D3 directly influences how these cells differentiate and replicate. Research published in Stem Cells and Development found that deficiency in vitamin D significantly impairs stem cell self-renewal, while optimal levels enhance their ability to multiply. Self-renewal is crucial. It determines whether a stem cell divides to create 2 new stem cells or matures into specialized tissue. If self-renewal capacity declines, your regenerative reserve gradually shrinks. Maintaining adequate D3 levels protects that reserve. Food sources include egg yolks from pasture-raised hens, fatty fish, and beef liver. Among these, beef liver stands out. It is exceptionally nutrient-dense, providing not only D3 but also folate, vitamin B12, copper, and iron. These micronutrients serve as essential cofactors in the biochemical reactions that support stem cell production. A small portion of high-quality beef liver once or twice per week delivers a concentrated dose of these regenerative nutrients in a single serving. While we are discussing mitochondrial and cellular support, pomegranate deserves attention. Whole pomegranate fruit, or cold-pressed juice without added sugar, contains polyphenols that interact with your gut bacteria to produce compounds called urolithins. These molecules activate mitophagy, the selective removal of damaged mitochondria within cells. Stem cells are highly sensitive to mitochondrial health. When their mitochondria function efficiently, they maintain energy balance and regenerative capacity. When mitochondrial quality declines, stem cell performance weakens. By stimulating mitophagy, pomegranate helps maintain a cleaner, more efficient energy system inside these cells. A small glass of pure pomegranate juice 3 to 4 times per week, or regular consumption of the seeds, provides ongoing support for mitochondrial renewal. This is not about excess. It is about steady, repeated signaling that reinforces cellular quality control mechanisms. When you step back and look at what we have covered so far, chlorophyll-rich greens, blueberries, fasting with strategic refeeding, omega-3 fatty acids, matcha, black seed oil, vitamin D-rich foods, and pomegranate, you begin to see a pattern. Each intervention targets a different aspect of stem cell biology. Some stimulate production, others enhance mobilization. Some protect DNA. Others improve membrane integrity or mitochondrial function. This is not a single magic ingredient approach. It is a coordinated strategy, and the power lies in combining these elements consistently over a 3-0-day period. Now let's bring this into a clear, practical structure so you can visualize exactly how to implement it day by day. Here's how you can structure your daily routine to maximize stem cell activity over a 3-0-day period. Begin your morning by breaking an overnight fast, ideally after 14 to 16 hours without food. Start with a nutrient-dense smoothie that includes spirulina, a handful of frozen blueberries, and a source of clean protein. This combination delivers compounds that stimulate stem cell production, improve blood vessel repair, and provide essential amino acids to support bone marrow activity. Alongside this, enjoy a cup of high-quality matcha, either with your smoothie or immediately afterward. This provides EGCG, a potent antioxidant that protects stem cells from DNA damage while enhancing their proliferation. Throughout the week, aim to include wild-caught fatty fish at least 3 times. Salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide DHA, which strengthens cell membranes and ensures your stem cells remain responsive and mobile. On days when you practice longer fasting windows, break the fast with bone broth or collagen-rich protein to feed your bone marrow precisely when it is primed to respond. The amino acids in these foods, glycine, proline, and glutamine, act as building blocks, facilitating rapid repair and regeneration. Daily supplementation with black seed oil is simple and effective. A half to 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed oil, taken straight or mixed into food, introduces thymoquinone, supporting both stem cell proliferation and immune function. Complement this with regular intake of vitamin D3, rich foods like egg yolks, fatty fish, and beef liver. These nutrients enhance stem cell differentiation, survival, and self-renewal. Even if you can only include liver once a week, its nutrient density makes a meaningful impact on stem cell health. At the end of the day, consider integrating pomegranate juice or whole fruit into your routine. The urolithins produced during digestion activate mitophagy, helping stem cells maintain optimal mitochondrial function. Pairing this with a small portion of high-quality dark chocolate further supports endothelial progenitor cell activity, which is critical for repairing blood vessels and maintaining cardiovascular health. None of these actions are extreme or require a complete lifestyle overhaul. What matters is the cumulative effect of intentional, consistent choices. By stacking these practices over 30 days, your body begins to respond in measurable ways. Stem cells in the bone marrow become more active, enter the bloodstream more frequently, and support tissue repair at a higher rate. People following similar protocols report improvements in sleep quality, faster recovery after workouts, enhanced skin appearance, reduced joint discomfort, and sharper mental clarity. These outcomes are consistent with what we know about stem cell biology and the mechanisms behind tissue regeneration. It's important to remember that your biology is not fixed. Your body constantly responds to the signals you send through nutrition, activity, and lifestyle. What you put into it matters as much as how you rest it. Sleep, in particular, plays a critical role in amplifying the benefits of all these interventions. The processes of stem cell proliferation, autophagy, and bone marrow stimulation are significantly enhanced during deep sleep cycles. Without adequate rest, the full potential of these interventions cannot be realized. Quality sleep is mechanistically essential, not a luxury. By combining these foods, fasting strategies, and sleep practices, you create a supportive environment where stem cells can thrive. Your body's natural repair systems begin operating more efficiently, which can lead to better overall health, increased energy, and slower biological aging. This approach is evidence-based, practical, and sustainable. In essence, what you've learned so far is a roadmap to enhancing your body's innate regenerative capacity. By choosing the right foods at the right time, supporting your cells with essential nutrients, and allowing restorative sleep, you're giving your stem cells every opportunity to function at their peak. This is a fundamental shift in how you approach nutrition, not just as fuel, but as a powerful tool to influence cellular repair and long-term health. Now that we've laid out the daily routine and explained why each component matters, the next step is to explore the cumulative effects of these choices over time and how they interact to amplify stem cell activity in a way most people never realize. As you continue this 30-day regimen, the effects of these interventions compound. Stem cells don't just respond immediately. Their activity creates a feedback loop that enhances your body's overall repair mechanisms. For example, once endothelial progenitor cells begin repairing blood vessels, oxygen and nutrient delivery to tissues improves, which in turn supports more efficient cellular regeneration across the body. Likewise, when neural stem cells receive consistent support from compounds like pterostilbene in blueberries, cognitive function and mental clarity can improve because your brain is receiving more robust cellular maintenance at the microscopic level. The cumulative benefits are subtle at first, but become more noticeable as weeks pass. You may start by feeling slightly more energetic in the afternoon, notice less soreness after physical activity, or observe minor improvements in skin texture. These early signs are evidence that stem cells are mobilizing and executing their repair functions. By week 2 or 3, the changes often become more pronounced. Many people report decreased joint stiffness, enhanced recovery from minor injuries, and improved mood stability. These are tangible results of an optimized regenerative system at work. It's essential to maintain consistency. While the occasional missed smoothie or skipped serving of fatty fish won't undo your progress, the key to maximizing stem cell activity lies in repeated, regular signaling. Every day that you provide your body with these nutrients, autophagy cycles, and restorative sleep, you reinforce the conditions your stem cells need to thrive. Over 30 days, the results can be profound, especially when compared to a typical modern diet that is often low in micronutrients, high in inflammatory fats, and inconsistent in providing compounds that support regeneration. One of the most overlooked aspects of this approach is how it influences inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is a major factor in age-related decline, including slower healing, reduced energy, and impaired cognitive function. Many of the foods we've discussed, dark leafy greens, blueberries, fatty fish, matcha, and black seed oil, have documented anti-inflammatory properties. When combined with fasting cycles that promote autophagy, they create a multi-layered defense against inflammatory damage. This allows stem cells to work without unnecessary interference and maintains tissue function at an optimal level. It's also important to understand that these interventions do not replace medical care or proper management of chronic conditions. Instead, they amplify your body's natural repair systems, supporting resilience and overall health. The effects you experience are often subtle but meaningful. Faster recovery from workouts, more robust immune responses, better skin, reduced fatigue, and improved cognitive clarity. These outcomes are supported by decades of research on stem cell biology, mitochondrial function, and nutrient interactions. At this point, you may be wondering how long you need to maintain these habits to see lasting changes. While 30 days is enough to notice significant improvements in stem cell activity and recovery metrics, sustaining these practices over months will reinforce the benefits and create long-term resilience. Think of it like building a muscle. Short-term effort produces temporary gains, but consistent, repeated effort is what strengthens the system and maintains functionality over years. The strategy we've outlined also demonstrates a critical principle. Your body is responsive to lifestyle signals in ways most people overlook. Nutrition, fasting, nutrient timing, and sleep are not just lifestyle choices. They are fundamental mechanisms by which your biology decides how actively it repairs and regenerates. Each choice either supports or inhibits this process. By deliberately stacking these choices, you can shift your body from a passive state of decline to an active state of regeneration. Finally, consider the psychological impact. Seeing measurable improvements, like increased energy or faster recovery, reinforces healthy behavior and creates motivation to continue. This is the feedback loop that helps people sustain habits that support stem cell function and overall health, creating not just physical benefits, but also emotional and cognitive reinforcement for the lifestyle changes you've made. As we move into the final part, we'll summarize how all these elements work together, provide actionable tips for integrating them into your routine seamlessly, and explain how to maximize the synergy between diet, fasting, and sleep to truly unlock your body's regenerative potential.